What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another fandom parade video for Jujutsu Kaisen. We actually got some news today. As soon as we logged in this morning, there was an announcement in regards to some upcoming information about a brand new event that's coming to the game, which is awesome. So there's two new events here, being a brand new featured gacha as well as the Grand Exorcism Battle. So we're going to talk about both of these things in this video today. Let's go ahead and start off with the first of which is the brand new gacha here, which is going to be featuring Junpei coming as an SSR character. There is going to be a recollection bit tied in with this character as well. I haven't looked much in the Japanese side of things, but I assume that whenever you have a featured gacha, that they're probably going to debut a new recollection bit that's going to go in tandem with this character. That's probably what's going to happen. We're going to look at all of the abilities of these units and the recollection bit in a moment. But this is going to be starting November 12th, 2024 at 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. Universal Time. It goes till November 21 as well. So that's not a very long time period for the banner. I actually haven't looked at the banner for the Itadori one. I assume that one's going to be ending very, very soon. But the thing is like this is going to be a recurring character. So even if you don't get the character this time around, don't stress, because there are better characters to look forward to that are going to be coming very, very shortly to the game that a lot of people have been talking about. The new recollection bit as well. We'll talk about that right now. Let's go ahead and cut over to the website here. This is the Japanese pose, which is basically the exact same thing, but of course it'll be in English this time. But here is the breakdown of Junpei. This is the character that's going to be coming tomorrow, which is crazy. We're already getting a brand new gacha release, which is wild. As for what this character, like what is this character's role? What does this character actually do? This is a Jujutsu attacker character. So this fulfills the same kind of role that Nobara and also Gojo kind of do, but like, to be real here, this is a character that you could probably say, like, you can just save your cubes for. You do not need to pull for this unit. This character has a characteristic of increasing own damage when other Tokyo Jujutsu high school students are present on the field. So if you've got Itadori, if you've got Nobara, this character does get additional damage increases. But like, let's be real here, you again, because of Gojo being so strong and other characters coming out in the future, you just don't really need this character at all. Let's have a look at his kit though. What does he actually do? The first skill does a damage to a selected enemy and then decreases the selected enemy's Jujutsu damage by 31% for 3 turns. That's at level 10. At level 1, it is only 20%. So basically, it does damage to the enemy and also does a damage or attack down on the opponent by reducing their Jujutsu damage. So of course, if the enemy does physical damage, this doesn't really nerf them at all. In terms of the secondary skill, it will do an attack nullification on this character's own self for 1 turn, and then attracts all enemies' attacks to themselves for 1 time for 1 turn. So that's pretty neat. It's kind of like an attacker that has like a tank roll special. The only thing is that if there are multiple enemies on the field, then, you know, the thing is, this only does attack nullification and attracting damage only 1 singular time. So if there's multiple enemies, this kind of doesn't really help you that much. The other effect of this effect, that it does decrease all allies' damage received by 19%. So it not only does providing the effect of being a tank for himself for 1 hit, but also for that, for 1 hit, all of your allies also get 19% damage reduction. It's 10% at level 1. The third skill, the Poison Stab, does Jujutsu damage, as well as doing continuous Jujutsu damage poison to the selected enemy for 3 turns. So a little bit of chip damage at the end of every single turn, which I guess is fine, but when you're comparing it to some of the other big damage dealers that are in the game, I feel like this just severely underperforms. The other effect here increases the selected enemy's damage received by 15%. So this is kind of cool, being a DPS that can potentially give you a little bit of damage increase. 15% isn't a crazy amount. However, if you do stack up a bunch of your energy, being able to use this multiple times to stack this multiple times in 1 turn, potentially could be pretty good. The ultimate skill of Junpei will do 800% is a pretty okay amount, and then we'll also do poison damage as well to that select enemy for 3 turns. So again, you could stack this. I believe you can stack the poisons, so you can have the like skill 3 and the ultimate skill doing heaps of poison damage over time, and then it also decreases the selected enemy's Jujutsu damage by 48%. So it reduces, you know, Jujutsu damage from the opponent. So if they are a Jujutsu focused enemy, you're just tanking hits a lot easier. And then the auto skill, for the actual skill here, it says at the start of the battle increases own damage by 7.5%. That's pretty good. And that does scale with the more Tokyo Jujutsu high school students on the field. So again, Nobara, Itadori, you know, all those guys. You know, you'll just get additional damage. So Again, he's basically a DPS that has some kind of tanking role effects. He does do chip damage with poison, and he does provide some damage reduction to your field, as well as reducing the attack of Jujutsu enemies. So at the moment, I feel like this is just a character you can avoid. The Recollection bit coming with him, when you attach it to your unit, and you can see it unlocked at the 3rd level limit break for his buffed skill. But the effect basically here, when you use the command skill or ultimate skill, you recover 15 cursed energy, which is like, it's fine. There are just plenty of replacements for this though. I will say that like the one at level limit break 3, getting 20 cursed energy, like that is one of the better ones in the game for this type of effect. But like, to be real, you don't need this. And then once you do get the first dupe, it says starting from the 6th turn of battle, increases all enemies Jujutsu damage received by 10% 2 times. And then also if the enemy is afflicted with poison damage, increases the enemy's damage received from Jujutsu damage by 20%. So like this works really well. You know, obviously getting 30% damage received on the enemy for Jujutsu damage works really well with Nobara, really well with Gojo, of course. But like, again, you don't need it because this is just, it's not that great. Let's be real here. The other thing in this game, though, that is coming is the new event called the Exorcism Battle. Now, I haven't looked up much about the Exorcism Battle at all on the Japanese side of things here, but there is a lot to go through here. There's like, they go through literally exactly how the event works. So if you guys want a little bit more details in terms of how this works, the way that I have kind of surmised this is it's basically a roguelike it's like a roguelike game mode in Phantom Parade, where there's going to be a map, you move along the map, there's different events, there's like story events, there's treasure, there's rewards, there's battles, all that kind of thing. And you basically earn currency. There's going to be battles that will earn you points and stuff like that. And you can earn the currency. You complete missions to get the SSR Event Limited Recollection bit, which in this case is going to be the one that you see here, which is Satoru Gojo at the campfire. We'll go ahead and break down this one right here as well. So Satoru Gojo solo camp. This one here, I think, is actually really, really good for a free-to-play Recollection bit. The effect here says that when you use a command or an ultimate, increases own damage dealt by 60% for 1 turn. This is actually very, very strong. I'm going to pull up my team real quick here. We can show that for you guys right now. This is my current Recollection bit that I'm using on my own Satoru Gojo, and this one gives me 60% cursed technique increase for 2 turns when we launch the command or the ultimate skill. So this doesn't really do curse damage. This is just giving you straight up damage increase, damage dealt across the board, 60%. If you get a dupe into it, at level Limberg 3, should I say, 3 dupes into it, 65% damage increase. And then the other effect, once you get the first dupe at the start of the turn, if your HP is 50% or below, increases cursed energy consumption efficiency for 3 turns, up to 1 time during battle. Not 100% exactly what this effect means. I assume it means that your skills will just cost less cursed energy to perform. That's my assumption, or you either charge more cursed energy. One of those 2 things. Either way, you look at what it actually provides. It provides pretty good buff to Jujutsu and Taijutsu. Bigger buffs to Jujutsu, of course. But this is honestly a pretty decent free-to-play Recollection bit that can buff your characters just across the board. Very good DPS Recollection bit. So of course this is all coming in tandem with this brand new event that's coming up soon with the Exorcism Battle, and I think it's actually going to be kind of fun to play this one, to see what it's actually like. As I said, it's basically like a roguelike, where you start on the map, you move across, and you just earn rewards, and you get stronger as the battle progresses. There's going to be enemies, and you can see the rewards there. There's those premium currencies, which are good to purchase the free-to-play Jogo and stuff like that. You got some summon tickets, you got cubes, you got the crystals to level up your character's skills. So it's just going to be a very good event to pick up a bunch of wide variety of materials to buff your characters and teams, right? So that's that, right? So that's pretty much all I wanted to bring you guys a video about, is just talking about all of the brand new stuff coming to the game in regards to all of the stuff that's happening. So of course, as we said, there is going to be a maintenance period tomorrow, which is going to introduce this update with Junpei, his Recollection bit, and actually I didn't actually see what time the Exorcism Battle is going to be starting. So the Grand Exorcism Battle is going to be starting after the maintenance period. After the maintenance on November 12th to November 21 is going to be the event period, and the area unlocking progress. So there's going to be different areas, and after 24 hours there's going to be like a new area or a new session that you can go ahead and take part in. Not 100% sure what it's all about, but of course, once it does go live, we'll bring a video dedicated to it as we play through it. So that's going to be that, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you've learned something, and save your cubes. You do not need to spend them on Junpei, because I mean, we all pretty much know like what is the character we're all waiting for. At this current point in time, we are waiting for Yuta right here from the film Zero. Everyone has been talking about this. All the Japanese players that have been playing this game for like a year now have consistently said this is like one of the best characters in the game that you should be saving for. As we get some Ayo ads on the side. Hold up, game with going crazy. In terms of the this is like the tier list for the Japanese side of things. You got auto and manual, and you can see there are some quite like crazy overlaps in terms of like who are the big ones you should be looking out for. Obviously Gojo is amazing, and this guy Yaga, fantastic. But this guy Yuta, he's going to be a huge damage dealer, and of course when he does get revealed, we'll talk about him, we'll break him down why he's so good. Save your cubes for this guy. This is what you should be waiting for. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video though. If you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more Fandom Parade content, make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.